Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Naaman with the DC Camp, Branch of Great Millstone, back for another video. First and foremost, call all Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kodash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Alright, once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. I'd send salutations out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and byways. Alright, also pushing out videos constantly to saturate the airwaves and further get the truth out. All this in an attempt to wake up the remaining hopeful elect. Alright, so this is copyright disclaimer. Alright, fair use. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Alright, so what we have today. So this is a classic case of if the woman's gonna learn anything, in some cases you have to give her what she wants. In the case of this, with this feminism crap, alright, you've had 60 years, alright, around there, and look what it has gotten us as a people. But of course, never accepted accountability for that, but of course not, right? But anyway, it says sister complains after a brother wouldn't help them with a car problem. But wait a minute. Don't you always say you don't need a man? Okay. Let's go ahead and roll this. Again, this is Philip Scott down in Houston on his Emancipation Media channel. Let's go ahead and roll this.
So we got a woman that's going to complain about men today and how men really don't help, a lot of the women out here in the community. Let's go ahead and check that out.
What? You know the world is turning shit when you see two women underneath the hood of a car trying to give the other one a boost because her battery went dead and a man walks by as if we don't even exist. Looks now, but don't exist. Yeah, I was the woman helping the other woman. And these men wonder why, not all, these men wonder why women are in their masculine roles or why women act the way that they act when it comes down to certain things.
No.
Looked at us, stared at us, walked where he was going, went into where he was going, came back out, looked at us, and drove the fuck off.
Let me say this. A random man, if he wants to help you and he's nice enough to do it, great, beautiful. But he's not obligated to.
Nope.
That's number one. Number two, you should have your own husband, at minimum, maybe a boyfriend, to look out for you or look out for each other. That's the thing. See, at one point in time in this country, sisters was married at 19 years old as an average.
Or younger.
When you say that you don't want to get married or whatever the reason you don't want to be married, that comes with a consequence. You don't have male assistance. You can't demonize men who is not obligated to you to do something. Now, if they do it by choice, great. They did it by choice. He's a nice guy that day. What if he has something going on? He don't know y'all. We live in a society today where men are demonized for even speaking to women.
Mm-hmm.
Black men in particular have been demonized for that.
See, this thing, they wanted to have it both ways. They want to have there, as the saying goes, cake and eat it too. No. You see a lot of men in the last, dare I say, 10 years or better, that just said, fuck it. They're tired of the bullshit. So, but this is your doing. You're the one that drove men away. All right? Especially in the so-called black community. All right? again, the others basically learn from watching us. All right. But that was all set up to divide our family, but now it's happening to everybody else, especially these Edomites. You know, the masterminds behind it in the first damn place. But yeah, you know, this has been an ongoing thing since Genesis, the 3rd chapter. You don't want to listen to your man. You want to listen to everybody else. All right? And as a collective, all right, you rather listen to the enemy, the so-called white man, the Edomite, anything he says. And you wonder why our family, or lack thereof, is the circumstance that we're in now. All right? But again, you're going to find out, I'm talking about to the women of our so-called community, you're going to find out that you're going to need us before we need you. And that's just the hard reality of it, which is getting ready to come down on you anytime now. All right? But again, like he said, he's not obligated. No one's obligated. You're not my sister. You're not, you know, no relation to me whatsoever, as far as I know. I'm not dating you or anything like that. I'm not, you know. Let's continue on.
You and Nina just trying to say hello or give a compliment. I mean, you can't say why he didn't help me, but then messaging has been put out where men like, I don't know if I should even say 2 words to him. You know what I'm saying?
Let's get that scripture before I forget. All right. We're coming into that time now. We got to go. All right. Got to go to Isaiah. You know where I'm going. This is a king will reign in righteousness. And this is talking about Yahushua. But at the same time, where it talks about, hold on. I got the wrong one. That's why. I was wondering why it seemed strange. I forgot I was doing something else. Oh, crap. Hold on. Let's see. All right, it says, a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind and a covert from the tempest. And that's talking about an Israelite man. As rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And going on down here, it goes into the vile person. Who is that vile person? Shall no more be called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. Let's go into that churl. These are the ones we're talking about, all right? Niggardly. When we say that, you think of a miser. Who is the most famous miser that everyone knows growing up? Ebenezer Scrooge, okay? And you're talking about these people collectively, all right? This shit comes down from them, you know? All right. It says, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity. These are the people that she decided to listen to. All right. And there's been that rift ever since. To practice hypocrisy. So we know who it's talking about now. All right. The ultimate hypocrite on the planet Earth is the so-called white man. All right. And to utter error against the Most High, Yahweh. To make empty the soul of the hungry. Who's the hungry? The Israelites, right? And to cause the drink of the thirsty, the same, to fail. They're the ones behind it. These people are so rich, they could come back, I don't know how many lifetimes. All right? They chose, all right, for it to be this way. Here it is, you have a continent with all the riches. Well, just about all. Concentrated on that continent. And they're the poorest people. Same with Haiti. In the Western Hemisphere, the poorest country. And has so much. Who do you think is behind it being this way? But you have a few countries over in Africa that are tired of this shit now. All right? And are taking a stand. How long that will last, I don't know. All right, because they're really trying to kill Ibrahim Traore in Burkina Faso. All right, they really want him gone. Um, it says the instruments also of the trail, these things that I'm describing to you, all the instruments. You got your economic hitman, you have your assassins. All right, if they can't get a puppet in those governments to allow them to steal, all right, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, feminism, all right, etc., etc., even when the needy speaketh right. All right? But the liberal devises liberal things, and by liberal things shall he stand. And this is what I have to bring him up because I have to make this reference. But Malcolm X, what did he tell you about the fox and the wolf? All right, you have the wolf representing the Republicans, and you have the fox, the Democrats. Now, the big Democratic strategy, which would include this feminist bullshit, is something called benign neglect. Let's look that up real quick. It's a strategy that served them well when it comes to us because they'll just let shit. Benign neglect. All right. A policy or attitude of ignoring a situation instead of assuming responsibility for managing or improving. This is a strategy that the Democrats, you heard out of old girl's mouth, that heifer that ran against Trump, Harris, all right? Cosplay Harris, trying her best to convince, and she did to some, sadly, that she was one of us, all right? She told you straight up. I ain't gonna do nothing specifically for black people, but you notice everybody else gets shit. I mean, of substance, not a fucking bullshit holiday or any shit like that. No, I'm talking about actual shit. And during that time, she managed to get how many billions of dollars for her people? You know, that old, what's that alliance they have? It's like a pact. It's a pact. Something to do with it. Pacific Islander, Asian Pacific Islander, some shit. I forgot the exact name of it. But yeah, that's the strategy of the Democrats, benign neglect. A policy or attitude of ignoring a situation instead of assuming responsibility for managing or improving it. Everybody gets taken care of except Jake. And that's one of the reasons you're seeing this just staying out of other people's bullshit. Everybody counted on Jake, and I don't want to get off topic, but this is just, on my mind here. But this is all part of one big, to include, what I'm talking about here. It's just the way our people are being treated, and you're worried about petty shit. All right. But again, men are taking this attitude because you started this shit. All right, this is what you call for. Like I said at the onset of the video, a way to handle women most of the time. Hey, give them what they want. Now you're complaining.
You understand what I'm saying? That's why you should have your own man. Now, some will say, well, are you saying that just because a woman is single, that no man should help her? I'm not saying that whatsoever. What I'm saying is, a man has a choice, right? Just like they say, her body, her choice. His body, his choice. He don't have to do anything if he don't want to. You can't demonize him. Now, did you ask the man for help? Did you ask? Did you say, hey, brother, we got this issue. Could you help us if possible? Because you didn't ask.
Yeah, exactly. You got this thing where you're supposed to read their minds and shit. Well, I raised my eyebrow and He didn't take notice. Ain't nobody got time for that in this day and time. Play no fucking games. All right. But I didn't sense that from this situation here. He knew, all right, the situation. He just said, "Fuck it," you know.
What, you ever heard that scripture? You have not because you ask not. What if you'd asked him? Maybe he would have assisted you. But you just staring at the man and just watching him watch you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta ask for help. I know that's hard for some people in our community, but you gotta ask for help. Say, hey brother, she got this issue on this car. You mind looking at it, telling us what's wrong? Nothing. And I'm pretty sure a lot of brothers say, oh yeah, let me check it out. A lot of brothers will do that and help you out. All you gotta do is ask in a nice way, smile, put on the feminine thing, feminine energy, and a lot of men to come check out what's going on with you. But you can't just be, he saw us and he didn't come over here. You didn't ask for his help. What if he just walked into that like, ain't nobody asked you to come over here? Like, then he'd have walked into that. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you need to ask, and the best way is just to have your own husband. And you can call your husband, or that woman could have called her husband or boyfriend, and they would have came out to help.
I tried every type of ED medication, Viagra or sildenafil, and
There was an actual video. Oh man, I can't remember. It hadn't been that long ago, but this guy was, in the parking lot. He was getting ready to leave, and this woman, I can't remember if she was with someone or not, but he was trying to get her attention and shit. She kept on walking, and he was like, "Excuse me." And she said, "What? I got a husband. Leave me alone." He said, "Fine. Your tire's flat." And she looked and she said, "Oh, well, will you help me?" He said, "Fuck no. Call your husband." He drove off. That's what he's talking about. And the guy wasn't being disrespectful or anything. She just thought that he was trying to hit on her, but he was trying to let her know that, hey, your tire's flat. So this is what you wanted. This is the world you wanted. So hey, the saying goes, you made this bed, so now you gotta lie in it, and that's gonna be real bad for you because it's coming up here on that Isaiah 4 thing, Isaiah 4:1. When we were in Isaiah here, all this, and you see this president now, he's cutting all this this aid that you were so proud of. Hold on, I went too far. All right, so if we go down to here, it says complacent women warned of disaster. All right, yeah, you were proud. Yeah, I make 6 figures and I drive Mercedes or whatever. I don't need no man. And lately, a whole lot of women been having their asses handed to them, all right, in more ways than one. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease." Yeah, because this, especially here in America, boy, wow. Because of all the assistance that you get, boy, you just super proud. "Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. Many days and years shall you be troubled." And we're coming into that time very quickly. "Ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail. The gathering shall not come." You seeing people just, the misery already on their face. I'm talking about them folks, Jake for the most part, at least for the moment, get by. But it's coming at a time that Jacob's trouble is coming. So even then, all right, it says, "Tremble," verse 11, "ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones, strip you and make you barren." That's happening. I think it's the black woman that leads the nation in job loss now. "And gird sackcloth upon your loins." They shall lament for the teats of those programs and everything, all that assistance you got. All right? You're going to yearn for those days, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. All right? So these things are quickly fading. But like I said, that was going to be a quick video. I'm going to end it there. Again, this has been, let me get some of these just for a moment. He says, his first one says, I just assume they know what they're doing and I mind my business unless they ask me. All right. Right, Uncle Phil, no man is obligated to help a woman. I asked a sister in Wendy parking lot working on front driver tire, and I asked her if she needed any help, and she got snappy with me. I learned my lesson. Never offer again. You got it. See what I mean? Again, if you do offer to help, they get mad. Yep. Just what I was saying. I thought they didn't need a man. The gaslighting at this point is insane. Exactly. I asked a woman in Family Dollar parking lot if she needed help. She replied, "Get away from me." Never again. All right. She just needs to stop being cheap and paid to get her some AAA. Yeah, there you go. I just had to get some of those. All right, but hey, once again, I hope whoever views this is edified, has been edified. And until the next video, hey, shalom.